Have you ever experienced this paradox? You decide to get serious about fitness, dramatically increase your workout intensity, only to find yourself getting sick more often than before. You're doing everything right for your health. So why does your body seem to be rebelling against you? The relationship between exercise intensity and immune function is one of the most fascinating and misunderstood topics in health science. Here's what might surprise you. The connection between exercise and immunity isn't a straight line. It's more like an inverted U-shaped curve. Moderate exercise can dramatically boost your immune system, but push too hard, and you might actually make yourself more vulnerable to infections. This counterintuitive relationship has puzzled researchers for decades, and continues to challenge our assumptions about what it means to be truly healthy. Let me share a startling discovery from Stanford University Medical School. Researchers found that people who engaged in regular moderate exercise had immune cell activity that was 40% higher than sedentary individuals. That's nearly half again as much immune protection, just from consistent, moderate movement. But here's the crucial detail. That moderate intensity part holds the key to everything. The plot thickens when we look at what happens as exercise intensity increases. Researchers at University College London conducted a groundbreaking study on marathon runners that revealed something shocking. In the 2 weeks following a marathon, these elite athletes experienced upper respiratory tract infections at a rate 6 times higher than the general population. Think about that for a moment. The people we consider the pinnacle of fitness were actually more susceptible to common colds and flu than average folks sitting on their couches. This phenomenon has a name in exercise immunology: the open window effect. Australian researchers at Griffith University discovered that after intense exercise, your immune system essentially drops its guard for anywhere from 3 to 72 hours. During this vulnerable period, viruses and bacteria that your body would normally fight off easily can slip through your defenses like intruders through an unguarded castle gate. The biological mechanism behind this is both elegant and brutal. When you exercise intensely, your body releases massive amounts of stress hormones, particularly cortisol. Harvard Medical School research shows that cortisol levels can spike by up to 300% after high-intensity workouts. While cortisol serves important functions, it also suppresses immune cell activity, essentially telling your white blood cells to stand down when you might need them most. During this immunosuppressed state, your natural killer cells, the special forces of your immune system that hunt down infected and cancerous cells, can have their activity reduced by more than 50%. Meanwhile, immunoglobulin A, the antibody that protects the mucous membranes in your mouth, nose, and throat, your first line of defense against airborne pathogens, drops to half its normal levels. It's like having your security system go offline just when you need it most. So what's the sweet spot for immune-enhancing exercise? The Centers for Disease Control and the American College of Sports Medicine recommend 150 minutes of moderate-intensity aerobic activity per week. That breaks down to roughly 20 to 30 minutes of exercise daily. Moderate intensity means you can still carry on a conversation while exercising, though you might be slightly breathless. A fascinating Danish study from the University of Copenhagen perfectly illustrates this principle. Researchers divided participants into 3 groups over 12 weeks: no exercise, moderate exercise 3 times weekly, and high-intensity exercise 6 times weekly. The results were eye-opening. The moderate exercise group experienced 43% fewer cold episodes than the sedentary group. However, the high-intensity group actually got sick 23% more often than the people who didn't exercise at all. But intensity isn't the only factor that matters. Duration plays a crucial role too. Research from the University of Tsukuba in Japan revealed that continuous high-intensity exercise lasting more than 90 minutes maximizes immune suppression. Conversely, high-intensity sessions under 30 minutes can actually provide a temporary immune boost. This suggests that short, intense bursts might be beneficial, while prolonged intense efforts become counterproductive. This principle explains why professional athletes present such an interesting case study. Norwegian sports science research tracking Olympic athletes found that during competition season, these elite performers had 2 to 3 times higher rates of upper respiratory infections compared to average people. However, during their off-season, they actually had significantly lower infection rates than the general population. The difference? Training load and recovery balance. The key concept here is hormesis, a biological phenomenon, where small amounts of stress make you stronger, but excessive stress weakens you. Exercise is fundamentally a stressor, and like any stressor, the dose makes the poison. Canadian researchers at McMaster University applied this principle to exercise immunology and found that once weekly exercise volume exceeds 300 minutes, immune suppression effects increase dramatically. What types of exercise are best for immune function? Research from Appalachian State University compared various exercise modalities and found that brisk walking topped the list for immune enhancement. This was followed by light jogging, swimming, and cycling. High-intensity weight training and sprinting, while excellent for other aspects of fitness, showed short-term immune-suppressing effects. This doesn't mean high-intensity exercise is inherently bad. Swiss researchers at the University of Basel discovered that when high-intensity exercise is followed by adequate recovery periods of 48 hours or more, the immune system can actually become stronger than before. Through a process called supercompensation, your body essentially overcompensates for the stress by building an even more robust defense system. For practical immune-boosting exercise, aim for 60 to 70% of your maximum heart rate. This should feel challenging but sustainable, allowing you to maintain the intensity for 30 to 60 minutes. Exercise 3 to 5 times per week, and always prioritize recovery between sessions. Nutrition timing significantly impacts the immune effects of exercise. New Zealand research from the University of Auckland showed that consuming protein and carbohydrates within 30 minutes post-exercise reduced immune suppression by 50% compared to those who delayed refueling. Key immune-supporting nutrients include vitamin C, zinc, and glutamine. Sleep quality becomes even more critical when you're exercising regularly. University of Chicago Medical School research demonstrated that sleep deprivation amplifies exercise-induced immune suppression. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep, especially on training days. Stress management can't be overlooked either. Mental and physical stress compound each other's immune-suppressing effects. UCLA Medical School found that individuals who combined exercise with mindfulness practices, like meditation or yoga, recovered immune function much faster than those who only exercised. Environmental factors mattered too. Outdoor exercise generally provides better immune benefits than indoor workouts. Japanese forest bathing research revealed that people who walked in forests had 37% higher natural killer cell activity compared to those who exercised in urban environments. The natural antimicrobial compounds released by trees, called phytoncides, appear to enhance immune function. Age affects how exercise impacts immunity. As we get older, our immune recovery becomes slower, meaning the same workout might suppress immunity longer in a 50-year-old than a 20-year-old. Older adults should consider reducing intensity and increasing recovery time between sessions. For women, menstrual cycle timing can influence exercise immune effects. Hormonal fluctuations around menstruation temporarily reduce immune function, making high-intensity exercise during this time more likely to result in illness. Adjusting workout intensity to match your cycle can be a smart strategy. Personal health status is perhaps the most important consideration. If you're feeling rundown or showing early signs of illness, reduce exercise intensity or rest completely. The neck check rule is helpful. Symptoms above the neck might allow for light exercise, but anything below the neck or accompanied by fever requires complete rest. The hygiene factor becomes critical when exercising in public spaces like gyms. Your temporarily suppressed post-workout immune system makes you more vulnerable to picking up infections from contaminated surfaces or airborne pathogens. Think of your immune system like a muscle that needs both challenge and recovery to grow stronger. Too little stimulus and it remains weak, too much, and it becomes overtrained and dysfunctional. The goal is finding that perfect middle ground, where you're providing enough stress to stimulate improvement without overwhelming your body's ability to adapt and recover. Your exercise program should support your overall health goals, not undermine them. By understanding the delicate balance between exercise stress and immune function, you can design a workout routine that makes you both fitter and more resistant to illness. Start moderate, stay consistent, and listen to your body's signals. Your immune system will thank you for the thoughtful approach.